What really happens in your brain when you sleep? Right now, 1/3 of your life is being stolen from you. 8 hours every night, gone, vanished into unconsciousness. You won't remember it. You won't experience it. For all practical purposes, you cease to exist. And yet, scientists have discovered that these lost hours might be the most important moments of your entire existence. Because what happens inside your brain while you sleep is so bizarre, so critical, and so recently understood that it's forcing us to completely reimagine what sleep actually is. This isn't rest. This isn't downtime. This is something far stranger and far more terrifying. Let's start with something that should disturb you. Every single night, you die. Not metaphorically, your consciousness vanishes. The person reading this right now will cease to exist in a few hours. You'll lie down, close your eyes, and the lights will go out, completely. Where do you go during those hours? That question has haunted philosophers for millennia, but neuroscience has finally started finding answers. And those answers are not what anyone expected. Because your brain during sleep looks nothing like a resting brain. In fact, in some moments during the night, your brain becomes more active than it ever is while you're awake. Certain regions light up with electrical storms of activity that would be impossible to sustain during consciousness. So if your brain isn't resting, what the hell is it doing? The moment you fall asleep, something clicks off in your brain. Your thalamus, the gatekeeper of consciousness, stops relaying sensory information to your cortex. The world disappears. You're suddenly alone inside your skull, cut off from reality. But that's when the real work begins. Within minutes, your brainwaves shift from the rapid, chaotic patterns of waking consciousness into something slower, deeper, more rhythmic. You're descending through layers of sleep like a diver sinking into an ocean. And at each depth, your brain is performing tasks that can only happen in darkness. In light sleep, your brain starts sifting through the day's memories. It's deciding what matters, what stays, what gets deleted forever. Every conversation you had, every face you saw, every thought you entertained, your brain is sorting through all of it, ruthlessly discarding what it deems irrelevant. This is why you can't remember most of your day. Your brain erased it while you slept, on purpose. Then you go deeper, much deeper, into slow wave sleep, delta waves. This is where your brain does something that scientists only discovered in the last decade. Something so important that without it, you would be dead within weeks. Your brain cells shrink, actually shrink. They pull away from each other, creating gaps, spaces between neurons that don't exist while you're awake. And through these spaces, fluid rushes in. Cerebrospinal fluid, flooding through your brain like a tsunami, washing away toxic waste that accumulated all day. This is called the glymphatic system, your brain's sewage system, and it only works while you sleep. All day, your neurons produce waste. Proteins, metabolic byproducts, molecular garbage. One of these proteins is called beta amyloid. You've probably heard of it. It's the same protein that clumps together in the brains of Alzheimer's patients, forming plaques that destroy memory and cognition. Every single day, your brain produces beta amyloid. Every single night, deep sleep washes it away. Miss that deep sleep, and the poison stays. Night after night, it accumulates. Decade after decade, it builds up. This is why people who chronically sleep less than 6 hours a night have a significantly higher risk of developing dementia. Their brains never get cleaned. The toxins pile up, and eventually, the damage becomes irreversible. Think about that. Every night you cut your sleep short, you're letting poison accumulate in your brain. You might feel fine tomorrow. You might function normally for years. But the damage is silent, invisible, cumulative. And by the time symptoms appear, it's too late. Sleep isn't rest, it's detoxification, it's survival. But then, roughly 90 minutes into sleep, your brain does something that shouldn't be possible. It wakes up. Not fully, not consciously, but neurologically, large portions of your brain suddenly explode with activity. Your visual cortex lights up as if you're seeing. Your motor cortex fires as if you're moving. Your emotional centers surge with intensity that rivals any waking experience. And yet, your body is paralyzed, completely. Your brainstem has shut down all motor control, locking your muscles in place. Because if it didn't, you would act out everything your brain is experiencing. You would thrash, you would scream, you would hurt yourself or others. This is REM sleep, rapid eye movement, and this is where you dream. But here's what makes dreams so unsettling. Everything you experience in a dream is a hallucination, a fabrication. Your brain is generating sights, sounds, emotions, entire worlds with no input from reality. You're seeing things that don't exist, talking to people who aren't there, living through events that never happened. And while it's happening, you believe it completely. You don't question it. You accept the impossible as normal. You think it's real, which raises a disturbing question. If your brain can create a convincing reality during sleep, how do you know it's not doing the same thing right now? How do you know the world you're experiencing while awake is any more real than the world you experience in dreams? Philosophers have asked this for centuries, but neuroscience is now revealing just how thin the line between dreaming and waking really is. During REM sleep, your brain isn't just creating random hallucinations, it's working, processing emotions, consolidating memories, solving problems. There are countless stories of people waking up with solutions to challenges that stumped them for weeks. Musicians composing symphonies in their sleep, scientists discovering formulas, artists creating masterpieces. Your dreaming brain can do things your waking brain cannot, because during REM, the logical, critical parts of your brain shut down. The parts that say, "That's impossible," or "That won't work," go silent. And without those limitations, your mind is free to make connections it would never make while awake. This is why sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired, it makes you stupid. Creativity plummets, problem-solving ability collapses, emotional regulation disappears. You become a duller, more fragile version of yourself. Studies on students show that those who sleep after studying retain significantly more information than those who stay awake. It's not even close. Sleep doesn't just help you remember, it restructures memory, strengthening important connections while pruning away the irrelevant. Athletes who get proper sleep improve their performance by measurable margins. Reaction times speed up, accuracy increases, endurance extends. Sleep isn't recovery, it's enhancement, it's upgrade. And yet, we live in a culture that treats sleep as weakness, as something to be minimized, optimized, sacrificed for productivity. We brag about how little sleep we need. We chug caffeine to fight our body's desperate signals to rest. We flood our eyes with blue light at midnight, tricking our brains into thinking the sun is still up. We're fighting millions of years of evolution, and we're losing. The science is undeniable. Adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Not recommendations, not suggestions, biological necessity. Anything less, and your brain cannot complete the processes that keep you alive and sane. After just one night of poor sleep, your amygdala, the brain's fear center, becomes 60% more reactive. You overreact to minor stress. You perceive threats that aren't there. You become emotionally unstable. After a week of sleeping 6 hours a night, Your cognitive performance matches someone who hasn't slept in 24 hours. You think you're fine. You think you've adapted. But tests show the truth. You're impaired. You just can't recognize it anymore. Chronic sleep deprivation increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, depression, anxiety, cancer. Your immune system weakens, making you more vulnerable to every illness. Your lifespan shortens, not by a little, by years. And here's the cruelest part. You can't recover from chronic sleep loss with one good night. The damage accumulates. The deficit grows. You can catch up on acute sleep deprivation, but years of poor sleep leave scars your brain may never fully heal. So what happens in your brain when you sleep? Everything. Everything that makes you human. Memory, emotion, creativity, health, sanity. It all depends on those hours of darkness. Sleep is not the absence of life. It's a different form of life. One where your brain performs maintenance so sophisticated, so essential, that without it, you would lose your mind long before you lost your body. Every night, you make a choice, consciously or not. You either give your brain the time it needs to survive, or you steal that time, thinking it doesn't matter, thinking you'll be fine. But your brain is keeping score, and eventually, the debt comes due. Tonight, when you close your eyes, you won't just be resting. You'll be allowing your brain to clean itself, heal itself, rebuild itself, strengthen itself for the battles of tomorrow. And if you don't, if you cheat yourself of those hours, you're not just tired, you're poisoning yourself. Slowly, quietly, with consequences you won't see until it's far too late. Sleep is not optional. It's not negotiable. It's the price your brain demands for keeping you alive. The question is, will you pay it?